SGA's situation. He is pursuing other opportunities and pursuing his professional career. Been in discussion with him about 2 weeks. This is something we've been aware of, some opportunities that have come up. He felt the need to go after those right away, and the rest is in the release.
Was there any concern now with just 10 scholarship players, even if that's just like practice-wise in terms of having enough bodies?
Probably impacts practice more than anything. This time of year, you're not going a ton of, we call iron on iron, more scout team stuff. So it's really not as much as you typically would at the beginning of December.
Have you thought about rotation at all? Is it Dew? Is it Davenport? Is it going small?
Well, if you've watched our rotation, it's kind of already in place.
All right.
Dew's been had the lion's share of the minutes at the backup post position.
Is it concerning at all the minutes that Trey and Chris have logged, or do you feel like that they're okay going at that?
Well, Trey's the most elite shape I've ever coached, and then Chris is really efficient in how he plays the game. So I think those guys have done a good job of keeping their bodies in great shape. So I mean, I've said throughout the year I don't like the fact they're playing that many minutes, but we don't play extremely fast, so it's not like you get too tired in our style of play right now.
You've got a long history with Greg Marshall. Do you like those games going against guys that you've known for a long time, or do you dread it, kind of?
No, I mean, it's, he coached me when I was in college as an assistant coach, and known him, since I was, 20 years old. So, great coach, got phenomenal programs, has influenced me in terms of some things that I've done during the course of my coaching career in terms of our communication. But that means not, that dread or more excited about it. It's just, it's part of the deal. When you came here as Cincinnati head coach, you knew you'd be playing Wichita twice a year.
What do you feel like Wichita does well this season?
Well, I think, anytime you have a program with the success that they've had, you do what you do each and every year. And their physicality and defensively and the way they rebound the ball and the way they defend on a consistent basis and how great they are in positions and is, tried and true, throughout his career, and this team's no different. The top 10 defensive team in the country.
The game against Houston, obviously kind of a rivalry. I think you could see that in maybe some trash talking. Obviously the crowd was really into it, had the ejection and stuff like that. Do you feel that on the sideline and in the huddles and stuff like that with players? Is that something, Wichita State might be kind of a similar vibe going out there?
Yeah, I've coached against Wichita almost 4 straight years, I think, so I've been in their arena and coached there. But yeah, probably, the Houston game, I had to settle guys down probably a little earlier than I anticipated. That was probably the only thing that I didn't take into consideration necessarily. So, I think the rivalry piece is what it is. I think when you have 2 good teams playing against each other in hostile environments, it's what college basketball is supposed to be about. But like I said, I thought we were a little emotional at the beginning of the Houston game, so probably.
What are some of the negatives of when a player's playing emotional in an atmosphere like that?
They don't execute. They don't get to the right positions. They don't hear your call because they're kind of emotional. They overreact to doing the right rotation. A guy makes a shot. It's not about the end result of the guy making a shot. It's about if you did the right rotation or you did the right execution of the plan. You can't control the outcome all the time. You overreact to outcomes, and you overreact to different things.
Do you feel more energy about the team, John, not being won 4 in a row?
I think winning always provides a level of energy for our guys. As a coach, I have over the years, you have to ask my assistants. They may say I'm, a little more hard to deal with when we're winning. I don't know. It's just, it depends how you look at it. The energy that I have every day comes, when those guys walk into the room, they energize you. They get you excited. I'm more excited than I've ever been about coaching this team because I feel like they're starting to figure some things out. But that's momentary. I always say that. It changes each game to game. So.
Offensive rebounding is something you talked about wanting to kind of improve, and you guys have over the course of the season. Is there anything else, whether it's statistically or even just kind of like eye tests, that you feel like you guys have improved on or maybe even need to improve?
Well, we've had, during this 4-game winning streak, we've had 4 straight games with 12 turnovers or less. We had 13 in Houston in one game, but that was the one the turnover was on me because I let the shot clock run out. at the end of the game. So I think it was against SMU. So we've had 4 straight games with 12 turnovers or less. So that's a big reason why we've had some success as well.
Is it 12 a number for
Yeah,
you?
12 is pretty much our number. Yeah.
Is there any difference in mentality coaching in a multiple bid league as opposed to a one bid league like the Horizon, where you know you could be great in the regular season, you still have to win the conference tournament to get in, or is it just every day's the
No,
same?
it's different. I mean, it's different. You know, it's you know, when you're in the Horizon League, you want to win a regular season title. I think the regular season title's undervalued amongst media and fans in multi-bid leagues. For coaches, it's not. It's the gauntlet. I mean, it's 18 games against your counterparts that know you inside and out. And to fight for a regular season championship, there's a lot of, I mean, we put a lot of value on that, a lot of value. And the same thing we did in Northern Kentucky. But that being said, there is a different mentality going into the tournament, things like that, about making sure your team's where it needs to be.
At what point, Coach, do you start thinking about resume, tournament, what you guys have to accomplish to make sure you feel good about yourselves come March?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can give you a politically correct answer right now with all the cameras here and tell you that, you know, whatever, but I think about everything. So, you know, I know what those numbers are. I'd be foolish not to. I don't put my head in the sand. I know what we got to get to. And, but I also know that we've played a really tough schedule. And, you know, Colgate's, last time I checked, first in their league. Bowling Green's first in their league. Vermont's first in their league. I mean, there's teams that we've played that are, you know, that are doing really well this season, so those have helped our numbers and whatnot. But you know, I may know what those numbers are, but that doesn't help us compete on Thursday. So we have to, even though we may know what those are, or I know what they are, I'm not going to, you know, we're going to be where our feet are. We got to prepare for Thursday because all we can do is attack the next thing. So I could give you coach speak up here and not acknowledge it, but that would be truthful. You know, we understand it. We know what it looks like, but it still can't stop us from accomplishing the things we got to accomplish for Thursday, and it really doesn't factor into that.
What are the chances you'll tell us that number?
Probably not very high.
One of the big things about resume is big time wins on the road. This presents the first or second biggest opportunity really remaining on the schedule. Do you go into it just, we got to get it done? That part of it doesn't matter. It's if we get it in the end, then you put it in the tournament discussion.
Yeah, it's the next game. Again, it's the next game to try to put ourselves in a position to win a regular season championship. And Wichita State's thinking the same thing. You know, so the teams are in position to do that, which there's several in our league, quite a few in our league. I'm sure they're having the same conversation. If you're going to play for championships, you're going to have to go and, you know, play well. And we don't talk about winning or losing. We talk about playing well. Can we go play well? So, you know, if we play well, then we'll let the results, you know, go where they go.
You mentioned the resume and having that in the back of the head and knowing what you guys have to do. How much does it help to have guys like Jaron, Keith, and Trey that have been in this position for 2 or 3 years and know what it takes to kind of have that energy be contagious here at this final run at the end of the season?
No question. And it's extremely valuable. I mean, those guys understand what it means to go into Wichita and play well, and what it means to go into other environments and play well, and the sense of urgency that takes place in terms of trying to compete for a championship. You know, that's where, Joe's question, that's where I get my energy, you know, from those guys walking in the room, excited about going to work each and every day.
Anything else?
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.